What did 1973 look like in Chicago? There was violence and poverty, racial strife happening in the city. There were situations between the police department and the city residents, and it was happening every day. Back then, I was a young attorney doing real estate work. I wanted to make a difference in my community, and so I started volunteering at LaSalle Street Church in their after-school programs. I got to know a lot of kids, and they found out I was a lawyer, and they said, "Oh, my brother's in jail. He didn't do anything." And I said, "Well, I don't do that kind of law. I'm real estate and probate." And they said, "Well, what good are you? You know, you're a lawyer in our neighborhood. We have this need, and you won't help us." I heard that a number of times. Bill Leslie, the pastor of the church, said a ministry of this church should be a legal aid clinic. And he went to me and said, "Would you handle and operate for the church a legal aid clinic for 1 year?" And I said, "Sure, if you can raise the money." Never thinking he could. I thought I was safe. But in 2 weeks, he showed me a letter that indicated that he had raised the full first year's budget, and he had it in the bank. And he said, "When can you start?" And I was shocked that I had agreed to do this. This is the beginning of the CGLA story. We opened our doors and worked extremely quickly. We had clients, many of them. The impact was almost immediate. I was just one lawyer. Our clients, the space, and our compassionate understanding of their stories. We formed relationships with our clients and earned the trust of the clients, families, and community. As the face of hopelessness changed, we changed with it, serving those that needed our assistance the most. Soon we were more than 5,000 clients and 300 volunteer attorneys a year. We changed kids, families, and communities, client by client and story by story. Today, CGLA brings its same passion for justice and mercy as it did 40 years ago at the corner of Elm and LaSalle. At LaSalle Street Church, it is the same CGLA, now and into the next 40 years.
Collaboration.
Compassion.
Advocacy.
Innovation.
Justice.
That connection to CGLA was such a gift because they needed a client concierge for a part-time position. I looked up CGLA and I saw their mission and I saw how great they were helping people in the community who were impoverished. I did my best, and within like a week they offered me that position and I was so excited.
My involvement with CGLA began in the early 90s before I was appointed to the circuit court bench. I did volunteer criminal defense work with the organization.
One of my favorite stories is of a gentleman who worked at Clean Slate, which is the CARE program's social enterprise. And he was responsible for cleaning the block in front of CGLA's offices. And he took great pride in cleaning that block because he knew that CGLA had played a critical role in him obtaining an expungement. And that's the type of community that we and CGLA are creating, is people who understand their role in the community, understand the connections they have to others, and are very grateful for what they've received.
When I worked on a couple clemency petitions at Perkins Coie, I really had no sense of the magnitude of the problem here in Illinois. Then, when I went to the governor's office and worked as his general counsel, I really had a good glimpse into how many people there are in this state who really need the services that Cabrini Green Legal Aid provides. It became clear to me that there are hundreds, thousands of people who have criminal history and other aspects of their background that they really need to overcome. People that, if they can just get the assistance, we're going to make big, big strides in helping those people.
I just knew then too that I needed to do more than just be a client concierge, you know, and I needed to be more impactful in people's lives, and I needed to be able to do it in a one-on-one scenario. And so I also applied as the client specialist at CGLA. And that's how I pay it forward. When it comes to CGLA, someone did it for me at Kara. Now I'm doing it in client support services. I mean, it's just a continuum, and I'm just so excited. I don't think I ever want to stop doing this kind of work.
I have come to understand and appreciate how Cabrini Green provides to each and every client not only zealous advocacy, but in terms of resolving cases, an innovative approach that assists not only the client in having an appropriate disposition or resolution of his or her case, but also for the court system as well.
CGLA gives us this unique advantage, providing their expertise and their assistance and their know-how, and quite frankly, their passion to serving this population. By them providing that court competency, we're able to serve more people and give them access to jobs that they deserve, quite frankly.
In 1973, we opened our doors with a vision for change. We continue that vision today in our family law work, in our housing cases, in our expungement help desk, in our clemency petitions, in our criminal defense work. We continue to serve because we are called to do so. Proverbs 31, 8-9. You should defend those who cannot help themselves. Yes, speak up for the poor and needy, and see that they get justice. Each of us, in our various ways, we are involved with CGLA. We all wanted to make a difference in the lives of others. We wanted to make a difference for the community that we love, Chicago. That is why CGLA is successful.
How will you make a difference?
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 How will you make a difference?